Time now for business with Kate Moody. Good evening, Kate.
Hi, James.
Now, Germany has come to a step closer to starting to ration gas. Tell us more about that.
Well, it's activated stage 2 of a 3-stage plan to deal with possible shortages. This is called the alert stage. It's in between the early warning and emergency. For now, the government has blocked a clause that would allow energy companies to pass along soaring energy costs to consumers, and they have continued to urge all households and businesses to limit their own consumption. Last week, Russia cut gas deliveries to Germany through the Nord Stream pipeline by 60%, made similar reductions to Italy, and in total, 12 EU countries have now been affected by cuts. Germany's economy minister said there's no immediate risk, but that the supply situation is precarious.
Gas is a scarce commodity in Germany these days. I say that although, or precisely because, the security of supply in Germany is currently guaranteed. So the market is able to provide the quantities that are needed to ensure security of supply in Germany, and also to fill the storage facilities moderately.
Meanwhile, German authorities have unveiled an incentive plan to boost reserves. Suppliers and major consumers, like businesses, will be able to put any gas that they don't use up for auction to the country's national energy manager. They can then pocket the payments, the idea being to encourage corporate clients to restrict their energy consumption as much as possible while attempting to secure supplies. Earlier this week, the head of the International Energy Agency said that Europe needed to work on contingency plans in case Russia does indeed stop supplying natural gas altogether this winter. The UK has been crippled by a second rail strike this week after Tuesday's historic walkout. 80% of passenger service were cancelled this Thursday, some 40,000 workers taking part. Unions are calling for action on working conditions and job security, as well as a minimum 7% pay rise to help them keep up with the UK's 9.1% inflation rate. National Rail has offered a 3% increase. Talks on a compromise broke down on Wednesday, and another strike has already been planned for Saturday. Polls suggest public opinion is evenly divided in support for and opposition to the strikes, although the cost of living crisis is weighing on all households and businesses.
It's a long time since we've had industrial action to the level that we're seeing at the moment. I think the main thing is that people are really feeling the cost of living rise. You know, I know people who are having to decide to turn the boiler on for maybe one day a week rather than having hot water for the full week.
Well, inflation is also weighing on business activity. A monthly survey shows that manufacturing in the Eurozone slowed sharply in June, with the Purchasing Managers' Index falling to its lowest level in nearly 2 years. Factory output tends to be a bellwether for broader economic health. Business and consumer confidence have both plummeted in recent months, and economists are now increasingly forecasting a recession, both in the European Union and the United States. Well, inflation in France hit 5.8% last month, and with the cost of living rising, many French holidaymakers are looking for cheaper alternatives to their usual haunts. Campsites have reported a boom in reservations, as Ellen Gainsford reports.
Taking advantage of the sunshine, these French holidaymakers have decided to go to a campsite for their summer break.
They have everything here. The kids have a games area, and we can relax in the swimming pool. This is a real holiday.
Many have chosen to take the plunge, as it's good value for money. This family have hired a mobile home for €350 a week. They prefer to cook most of their meals themselves to save money on restaurants.
When
it comes to food, we have a budget of around 200, 300 euros maximum. That's the max for 5 people. That's on top of the price of the mobile home. Hotels and restaurants are too expensive when we're a group this big.
In this campground, it costs €320 a week for a spot to put up your tent. The site is already half full, and it's almost fully booked for the summer. With the cost of living getting higher, it's an attractive option for holidaymakers, now finding themselves on a tighter budget. 25% of their customers are booking with them for the first time.
Our lowest rate is 49 euros a night for four. It's a reasonable rate, and with all this range of activities. And because you get a functional kitchen too, we are offering a competitive price.
A study by Cofidis found that French tourists plan, on average, to spend 125 euros less this year than in 2019.
That's all for now.
Thanks a million, Kate. See you later on.